and gentlemen, damas caballeros, 49er faithful with broken hearts, wherever you are, welcome to the season-ending edition of Gary Lamb Main Event Mania 49er Post Game. Also known as the 49er Heartbreak Hotel. I might need to turn to drinking for this. No, it's not alcohol. If you need it after that game, I don't blame you. Look at final score, NFC Championship game. 49ers go down in defeat, 20-17 against the hated LA Rams. And you know what, Rams fans? We were talking about a red out making it Levi South. I heard a lot of LA Rams. It's your home stadium. You should be loud in your home stadium, but the Niners didn't take over. There was plenty of red and gold out there. But hey, the crowd was a factor. The 49ers did have a delay of game on offense. There was a couple that didn't get called against the Rams, but you got a home field. It's your home. You should have a home field. All right? But I'm here for you. Win, lose, or draw. Gary Lamb, your main man. I'm here for you. I'm here for you, faithful. No one wants to see the Rams carry that stupid trophy, whatever the NFC Championship trophy is. I don't care. It ain't mine. I don't want it. Got a couple of missed opportunities. Jaquasti Tart. That's why some guys play defense. There was a coach, high school, junior high, Pop Warner. Jaquasti Tart. He was a great athlete. Just couldn't catch. Like, young man, we're going to have you play defense. He couldn't catch the ball. Hey, woulda, shoulda, coulda didn't happen. LA Rams stopped the run. 49ers stopped the run, by the way. They put it in Jimmy's hands. Jimmy played okay. He played okay. Jimmy Garoppolo played okay. But the last couple drives when he had the chance, when it was all on him, he just wasn't the athlete that he needed to be to take the 49ers to the Super Bowl. He's taken them once. He's taken them deep in the playoffs. Both seasons that he has, Jimmy Garoppolo has been healthy at the end of the year. He's taken them really far, but it's just not enough. It's too far to say he does nothing, but he wasn't going to do what Matthew Stafford did. I mean, after a big sack, Matthew Stafford, at the end of the game, stayed cool. And, the Rams are going to the NFC Championship. With time to go, Jimmy Garoppolo, 2nd down and 10, throws a ball 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 13, throws a flick pass to the other team. So this may be the end of Jimmy Garoppolo. This relationship needs to end between the Niners and Jimmy Garoppolo. But I'm not going to say he didn't do anything. He just didn't do enough. The relationship needs to come to an end. What I did want to say, the 49ers played their hearts out. They did everything they could do. But like other 49er teams who have got to this point, the Jim Harbaugh 49ers, they just don't have the playmaker at the quarterback position to when everyone in the building knows you need to throw the ball. they don't have that guy to make the play. And that's why you spend 3 first-round draft picks on Trey Lance, because you knew this was going to happen. He had every opportunity. He has the players behind him. And he's not like some scrub. Jimmy Garoppolo's not a scrubino. He made some plays, but when he's rolling, he has to spin around and get out of the pot. He's just not that guy. His strength is getting the ball out quick, making the quick decision, getting it to the guy who Kyle Shanahan has the play designed for, and doing that. All right, so he's like I said, he's not a scrubino. He's an important cog. He's one of the guys, but he's not the man. Certainly not the $28 million man that the Niners pay him to be. And that's just it. That's just how it goes. I want to break down this game. I feel like the 49ers left it all on the field. Excuse me, first possession. Deebo Samuel in the backfield right away. I mean, why not? What are you waiting for? This is it. This is the chance to go to the Super Bowl. Third and 10 on the first drive. Jimmy misses a wide open George Kittle. George Kittle had a nice game. Next possession. Matthew Stafford didn't play a perfect game. He was Rams knock at the door. K'Waun Williams makes a deflection at the goal line. Jimmy Ward. Big pick. I mean, the 49ers were game today. They were game all game. They didn't do a darn thing in the first half, but they had the lead. All right. I mean, they went. I noticed that Nick Bosa had a special helmet. I mean, I'm assuming that has to do with the concussion he had a couple of weeks ago. Out there playing his heart out. He had a sack and a half at least. Another Trent Williams is out there. I mean, he had another false start. I gotta say this for the people who are saying that Jimmy Garoppolo did nothing, or is just along for the ride. How about Deebo Samuel for MVP? That huge screen for the touchdown he had. He got knocked later in the game. But boy, they stopped him in the run game. Garoppolo wasn't really doing much in the pass game, but a big screen for TD. His numbers aren't the same as Cooper Kupp, who had a brilliant game. Deebo Samuel, if it's not your quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo is not, you can't even compare him to Matthew Stafford. Deebo Samuel is the reason why the 49ers are there offensively. I think he showed tonight why he might be in consideration for most valuable player of the National Football League. I mean, I want to give credit to the Rams. The Rams shut down the 49ers run game. Debo wasn't able to make a impact there. Mitchell wasn't able to make an impact there. They made Jimmy Garoppolo beat them. And despite all that, the Rams had maybe 2/3 of the time of possession in the first half. Niners led 10 to. The Niners went into the halftime leading 10-7, and I just don't know how they did it. It was teamwork. It was heart. You got Jalen Ramsey in Robbie Gould's face. Gould didn't back down. I mean, the 49ers played above their heads today. They went out there a little bit. I don't say they hamstrung because they didn't have the quarterback as compared to the rest of the teams that are playing for the Super Bowl. Of the Final Four, I think they were the worst. Maybe the Final 8. But Jimmy, he played okay. If it wasn't for Jimmy, he wouldn't be there. But boy, that last play, it looked so bad. Jimmy. It was very clear. The Rams have a very talented defense. Eric Weddle played a tremendous game. Came a lot of plays in the backfield. It's a safety. The Rams were going to stop the run. They were not going to let the 49ers run game stop them, and they're going to leave it on Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo just wasn't going to get it done. But at the same time, the 49er defense, they held the Rams to 20 points. They're stacked on offense and defense. They have stars over the place. I didn't expect Kendall Blanton to have a great game, tight end with the Rams. I didn't expect that, but who did? I was surprised at how many times the Rams went with the empty backfield in third and short, and it worked. It was the last touchdown that went to Kupp. There was an empty set in the backfield. Like, what are you doing? The Niners are running all over you. Cooper Kupp beat the 49ers defensive back. And that's really been the 49ers Achilles heel on defense all year. Talked about it, I'm sure, on day one of the Gary Lamb in Mania. We talked about the 49ers banked on Jason Verrett, and they just was a really good player, but with an injury history. And just he's hurt for most of the year. Every single top receiver in the NFL has huge games against the 49ers. The Rams' Cooper Kupp had a tremendous game. You could see it coming a mile away. Odell Beckham Jr. had a nice game. And it's hard to say you didn't see it coming. And with that said, with about in the fourth quarter, about 13 minutes to go, with the 49ers in the lead, Matthew Stafford, there was a deep pass to nobody. Jaquasi Tart has a chance to intercept the ball. I don't want to say it's a game ender, but he drops it. The 49ers had an advantage going into the fourth quarter. It was a huge drop. Next play, Beckham for 30 yards. Jimmy Ward hits him in the head. I'm sure that was revenge for a play. Next play, it was the next play, 30-yard pass to Beckham, plus 15 yards for Jimmy Ward for a hit to the head. And I'm sure that was revenge for a play earlier in the year where Beckham hit Ward after Ward had an interception. Kupp gets a first down. 49ers hold the 3. It's 17-17 with 6:49. And I wrote down, do you believe in Jimmy? And I said, no, I don't. With 6:49, 17-17. I mean, this is the perfect time for a 49er drive. It's time to run the ball. But that just wasn't going to happen because Jimmy needed to make a play. Jimmy lets him get into a delay of game. Ramsey drops a pick. 3rd and 15, nothing. I do want to say that the Rams probably did not get a couple of delay of games called, but you know what? It's a home team. That's just it. I mean, the two things that bit the 49ers today, and I got to say they stepped up on special teams because I talked about special teams. Special teams stepped up, not putting Debo back to us. I mean, special teams, it was a wash. But the talent at defensive back, or talent or experience, and the quarterback play, and those are the things you could see coming a mile away. If you're going to have a Super Bowl team, you really can't have any holes. No holes. 49ers had a couple of holes. Emmanuel Mosley, pretty good. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's pretty good. If you don't have somebody, like Matthew Stafford, who the 49ers try to get, by the way. 49ers try to get Matthew Stafford. So that was just a big in-your-face from the beginning of the season. The 49ers, I think they got exactly where they needed to be. The record states that the LA Rams were the division winner. They had a better game plan. They played 49er football as far as dominating the ball. That didn't even work. But what happened was when they needed to make plays, their quarterback could make a play and our quarterback could not. And we couldn't, and we knew it was going to happen. We couldn't stop their receivers. And I have to say, this is the top receiver. Cooper Kupp was the top receiver as far as pass catching and yards, and he just runs good. He's an all-around good player. He led the league in yards from scrimmage, and that's what you thought was going to happen. And Beckham had a good game as well. So everything you thought was going to happen happened, and the 49ers still had a chance. Because Jimmy did not throw any interceptions, the 49ers hung in there. They played tough. Oh, man. But that always ends bad for Jimmy. Like, couldn't you just throw it in completion, bro? I mean, even when the 49ers gave up the final field goal to make it 20-10 after Jimmy did nothing, the 49ers let the game clock go down to 2 minutes. After there was 2:33 on the clock, the 49ers, I don't know if it's questionable, but hey, you know what? 49ers let the time bleed down to 2 minutes when they had 3 timeouts left. Hey, the next play, Ebicon and Bosa get a sack. I think that was a big play, leading to the Rams only to get 3. 2017. 49ers had a minute 46 to get back with all their timeouts. Jimmy Garoppolo, final drive. First pass, gets batted. Second pass, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Final play, possibly his 49er career. That was an upside down back pass out of Hasty's hands into the hands of the Ram defense. And this is probably it. Okay? This is probably the end of Jimmy Garoppolo's career with the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm gonna do an evaluation. And it's the same thing I've been saying. Jimmy wasn't horrible. He got them. He helped get them to pretty much as far as you can go with this team. I don't think the 49ers were a Super Bowl team necessarily. Obviously, they weren't. But they could have been a quarterback away. They could have been a quarterback away. This team played with so much heart. But even when they were winning, it felt like they just couldn't move the ball. They couldn't move the ball, and it was because of their quarterback, who did make some plays. But there was a difference. There was a difference because you're hoping Jimmy does something, and you're hoping that, Matthew Stafford won't. And the 49ers were prepared for this moment. They have a guy waiting in the wings. Trey Lance is right there. But when you're at this point, I mean, you gotta go for it. You really gotta take advantage of what you got. I just think the 49ers kind of got as far as they could. They had no. What were they gonna do? They needed a quarterback who could make plays down the field. There was no plays to be made down the field for the 49ers. I'm not sure what Kyle Shanahan could have done differently as far as using his talent. I'm not sure what the defense could have done differently as far as utilizing their talent. Maybe they could have played up a little bit more on the receivers. But they're really good. I mean, Kupp and Beckham are just more talented than what the 49ers have at the DB position. So now, with the season over, it's been a heck of a ride. What are we doing next year? Should Jimmy come back? The answer, no. What is he worth in a trade that the last look of him, the last pass he made, the last pass Jimmy made, I mean, can you take him back? What's he going to be worth? Did he lose value with that last pass he made? And the optics are bad. And we got to look on. We got to say, and in my opinion, I mean, bye, Jimmy. You're not a scrub. Every time you ended the season healthy, we got probably as far as the team can go. But it's time to ride the Trey train. Choo choo. Trey train, baby. On to the next. I wish you well in your future endeavors. Good luck. Jimmy Garoppolo. Good to be on the roster. But he's not a world champion. He's like intercontinental level back in the old days. Jimmy Garoppolo. He's like the Mountie or something. He's not like the Macho Man who's going to go on to be world champion. He's like Honky Tonk Man. And that's as far as he can go. He got us as far as he can go. I think the 49ers maximized his talent. They did the best they could. But when it came down to him having to do what he needed to do, when the run game just wasn't going to be an option, you have a talented Rams defense. They have talent everywhere. At Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey. Eric Weddle had a fantastic game. Jimmy Garoppolo just couldn't cut the mustard on that level, on that top level. He's not a main event. He's not a Gary Lamb main event mania guy, but he was okay. He's a mid-carder. He's a mid-carder right now. All right. So for next year, the four. I want to see what's up. Let me see if we can add some people over here. For next year, it's the same issue we had. We got to address the defensive backfield. Is Jaquasti Tart going to be a 49er? He is a free agent. Is he the safety we want? He had Jaquasti Tart's been a nice 49er, especially when he's been healthy. But is he going to make a play? The answer is no. Are the 49ers going to be stuck with him? They have to address what they've had the challenge with all year. They need playmakers in the defensive backfield. And they need to start the Trey Lance journey. Let me see. I'm gonna see who's out there. I'll invite someone to join the. But in my opinion, that being said, we already know the challenges. I think the 49ers, with what they came in, the 49ers said they wanted to win the Super Bowl. I thought it was a pipe dream. I think they got as far as it could with the team they had. They had gaping holes in special teams. Someone at quarterback, they had a plan. They gave Jimmy every shot he had. I think there was a plan if after the Arizona game that to give Trey Lance a chance, but he got injured. So I mean, the quarterback is already addressed. I didn't necessarily love keeping Jimmy in there the whole year, but they stuck with it. Now we know for sure we got to move on. The 49ers have about 20 free agents, and they got to use some of that money, the Jimmy money, to get a top corner, because we don't have a number 1 round draft pick. So, but in my opinion, I think the Niners are okay. I think they're okay, and I just I think they did the best they could do for this year. I like the fact that we had a backup for Jimmy, because his main issue was, besides, not having the powerful arm, hanging out with porn stars, and throwing picks, he wasn't healthy. Okay. So now we can put that to bed. We can put that era. Goodbye, Jimmy. Thank you for the memories. The season is over. I'm not going to bear. I'm sure Jimmy's going to get buried. I believe that he played with heart, but you look at him, you look at his eyes, compared to the look in Matthew Stafford's eyes. We didn't have a perfect game either. Matthew Stafford wanted to be out there. Jimmy Garoppolo looked a little bit nervous. He's a B-plus player. And that's not when you're the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, your expectation is A-plus. Your expectation is Joe Montana and Steve Young and even Jeff Garcia wasn't good enough. And that's what we want. That's who we are. And that's it. We've tried to win with subpar quarterbacks. I want to say subpar, with B-plus quarterbacks who aren't the top echelon. That's just not our game in San Francisco. We need top guys. We need that swag at that position. And we're going to find out next year. Or not, depending on what the 49ers do. I cannot see Jimmy playing another down after this game, after that last pick, as quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. And I think the 49ers already know that. They've already addressed that issue. And they're going. I think the worst thing that happened was he lowered his trade value after that game. But you know what? Teams get desperate for quarterbacks. We may get a second or first. We may still get a second or first round pick. But I just don't see anything that says Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't given everything he needed as far as play calling, as far as the personnel around him, as far as support from teammates, as far as helping him get through injuries. I feel like the 49ers gave him everything he needed to succeed, and he got really, really far. And at least with the 49ers, he reached his limit. To play devil's advocate, a lot of quarterbacks don't really figure it all out till they're about 30, about Jimmy Garoppolo's age. Some very elite quarterbacks just start really playing well at 30 and go to like 37. That's their best football. I just think for the 49ers, with what they did already to get Trey Lance, I think this is it for them. I think the team stood behind him so much emotionally. They gave their heart so much emotionally and physically. The 49ers left it all on the field today. All of them. I just can't see Jimmy Garoppolo after the performance today. And I would say this, even if he won a Super Bowl, I think should have went to Trey Lance. I thought you should have went with him early. Um, but after this, I think this is the end of Jimmy Garoppolo as a 49er. I am hoping that you can always find some kind of sucker to overspend for a quarterback, you know, but the way it ended for him, everyone thought there's no hiding what just happened. It's gonna be real difficult. So I don't know what the 49ers will get for them. I don't think you should pay any of his contract. I feel like they should whatever the 49ers could do to keep a a lower salary cap number. The least salary cap, the main thing that 49ers need out of the Jimmy Garoppolo contract is money. I think the money, um, whatever's going to be the least salary cap hit for the 49ers, they need to make that move. And they're going to need to sign a top cornerback. And I think the 49ers will be fine with lower draft picks. Like they could build this team. They could add depth to their defense with lower draft picks, but they need a top corner, and they're going to need someone to replace Jaquaski Tart, or if they're going to keep him, then keep him on a relatively team friendly salary. And the 49ers going to need to address the offensive line, probably. The 49ers offensive line played solid. With a rookie quarterback, I'd like to see it. I mean, that money's got to go somewhere. You don't have top draft picks. I mean, the 49ers could invest in another offensive lineman. It's going to be a center, a legitimate right tackle. I don't really know what you need on defense. Your defense is pretty good outside of cornerback. But you need to keep Nick Bosa, that's for sure. Like I said, he came out there. I mean, he had the special helmet that tells me he was playing out there where they were worried about his concussion. He played tough. Ekubon came out there tough. The 49ers get guys off the street. Just a position you can get guys off the street, like linebacker. They can get pass rushers out there. The 49ers stop the run. But you can't get quarterbacks and cornerbacks. You just can't get those guys off the street. So the 49ers have to make that investment. I think the 49ers have something to look forward to, but they got to make wise moves. And the first one is Jimmy's out. And thanks for your work. I don't have any. I don't really have any negative feelings toward Jimmy Garoppolo. I think it's just funny. I think we knew what we had. I'm very thankful he was here. It's not going to break my heart to see him go. I think it'll be unwise to have him on the team next year. And that's it. Jimmy, thank you. 49ers, thank you. And if you think Jimmy was a total scrub, then think about Deebo Samuels for MVP. He's back there returning kicks, getting knocked out. Jimmy was not going to hit him out there anywhere as far as a pass, as far as a deep pass. Still made a big play. Next year, Trey Lance, hop on the Trey chain. And this is it. This is the season. I wonder what we'll talk Wednesday. I want to hear some of the hype, the national media hype, about this game. I mean, it was all about the Rams today. It felt like the stars were out. They showed out. The fans did a great. There was a lot of 49er red and gold, but the Rams fans came and had a good showing. Another home team is going to play at their home stadium, which is interesting. It hadn't happened since the 49ers won it at Stanford. Interesting. And the only reason why I'm not so furious that the Rams beat them, I hate the Rams. I just don't like them. But the 49ers left their heart out there today. They left their heart out. They could have won the Super Bowl, but what we all knew, the inevitable happened. Jimmy was going to be Jimmy. And we have to say goodbye. And that's it. We'll talk a little bit more about reaction from around the league, around the national media. But for me as a 49er fan, I think the team left it all on the field. They had a glaring weakness at quarterback at this level, at the level of NFC Championship game. The league has caught up to what Jimmy Garoppolo can do. He tried to escape, and there was no way out for that guy. All right, so now he needs to make his way out of San Francisco. Good luck. But I have nothing bad to say. I think it's fun. When I look back on Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm just gonna laugh and say he was better than what we had. Just not good enough. He was an intercontinental championship quarterback. He got us to the NFC championship game, and he lost to Macho Man. It's annoying that we lost the Rams, but give it to the Rams. The Rams, they went all in. They traded everything. They don't have another number one draft until 2024, which the 49ers don't either. Let's hope Trey is good, which I do. I think the 49ers have a good future. There's always next year. Next week, Kerry Lamb, Main Event Mania, 7 p.m. If you watch the 5 o'clock showing of AEW Dynamite, it's going to serve as a post-game for Dynamite or pre-game for Dynamite. We'll talk more 49ers. And until then, keep it real, keep it clean. Thank you for watching Kerry Lamb Main Event Mania, the final faithful 49er post-game show. Good night, friends.